Hold on one second. All right. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Yeah, I was watching the Cowboy game. Hey, they had a close game. They tried, they're on the road. Philadelphia's a tough team. You got to give it to them. Right now, they're probably one of the better teams in the league. So, but anyway, these things happen. My poor Cowboys. Uh, oh well. I even was like, yeah. I said to my one buddy, yeah, C.D. Lamb has a big game. I think the Cowboys got a chance. He had 191 yards receiving, something like that. Crazy. So yeah, there was yeah. What are you gonna do? It's just what it is. But anyway, hope everybody's doing well. I hope your weekend was good. I was very low key this weekend. I definitely was very low key this weekend, uh, which was all right. We'll see how. Back feels better. Definitely not 100%. It's not like I'm going to go out and start lifting hay bales tomorrow. So I definitely have to, take it easy on it. And it's going to be, it's a process. I think I just pulled a muscle, is what I think. There's no swelling or anything like that, so I'm not having that. Actually, I'll show you later once the heat runs out from this. I took a sock and filled it up with rice, and I've been using that to apply heat to my back, and that's really, really helped. But should what be stopped at? Well, if you give me a minute, we'll get into that. We're talking about other important things right now, James. We will get into the topic here in a moment, I promise you. But no, I definitely I definitely feel better. But at first, when I first did it, I thought I really did something bad. I was like, this is not good. But anyhow, so uh, before we jump into anything on here, I just want to remind everybody this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to please be decent in the chat. I swear we're the worst patients. Oh, absolutely. Nurses always are. We always are the worst patients. Uh, again, please be decent in the chat. If you can't do that, those awesome people lit up in blue with the wrenches will boot you out of here. So that being said, let's have a good discussion, enjoy each other's company, and we're going to go from there. And Hella's been better with the birds. I'll tell you, she's not chasing them around as much. She's just kind of more of a curiosity thing. She's been down here with me pretty much full time. So, I mean, the only time she hasn't been down here with me is when, whenever we've taken a trip up to New York. So, but she's a good dog. But anyway, all right. So, getting onto the topic, right? Should this be stopped? With what is so? We're going to talk about the situation, guys. Um, over in I missed something here. We have a situation that is obviously happening over in the Middle East right now. As Israel continues to do what they're doing, you know, I missed something here. I don't know what I missed. Is your website still up and running? Yes. Yep. It is Real Freedom. But the situation in the Middle East, right? I understand, like I said, with everything going on, with Israel continuing to push, they want to really stomp out Hamas, and I understand the thoughts behind it and everything like that. Um, The problem is that it's not just about Hamas, it's about all the other people in that area that hate Israel as well. And Israel could find themselves in a situation like they have in the past. Did you hear what Obama said? I actually did not. No, I did not see that. I haven't been online very much today, so I really. Why? What did he say? Yeah, not our country, not our problem. What amazes me, what amazes me is this: that you have these huge protests, not really huge, couple thousand people down in, Washington D.C., demanding for a ceasefire and all that type of stuff right now, right? So you have all that. What does that have to do with us? We're not the ones that declared war, right? We're not the ones that started it. It's just like, do we have influence over Israel? Yes, to a degree, we do. But I think what people need to realize is, this is not, it's not our fight, number one. We need to stay out of it, number two. Um, I understand having Israel's back because really, other than us, who's going to? They can do something about it. So it's just, our presence over there. Obama said he was pro Hamas. Is that what he said? I'd have to look at that. Yeah, I spoke on the phone with Jason today. Him and I had a conversation. And I knew he was down there. I actually watched a little bit of his live when he was down there. But, it's just, like I said, it hasn't got anything to do with us. We should not be getting involved in it. That's just my opinion. Israel's going to do what Israel's going to do. And, I know that Israel initially said they would not let humanitarian aid in until the hostages were freed. They have let some of the people in, or let some of the people out. Okay, they've released some hostages, but not nearly enough. Yeah, we can't save the world. We can't even take care of ourselves. Things are so bad here right now. Obama said both sides are to blame. Oh, okay. Well, like I said, the history of what's gone on there and what's been happening and everything like that, it is what it is. It's not like, again, I will say this again, it's not our business. I get where Israel's coming from. I do. With the situation that happened here, when you have people, right, that are trying to kill you all the time, you might be a little testy about that. And I totally get Israel's point of view, where they're coming from in this situation. Angry Pepper made me laugh with a lady with the megaphone. She was yelling in his ear. Oh, that's funny. But anyhow, our business is when the sleeper cells are activated. Exactly. And when have you ever heard, I mean, realistically, with the stuff that's going on there, where the government is telling us that, oh, well, there could be attacks here in the United States. What a shock, right? With everything going on. That shouldn't be a shock to anybody. Here's another thing that I find very interesting, okay? Now, Israel has changed their tune in their own country after this attack in allowing people, because before you had to have served in the military, you had to have weapons training and all this type of thing to be able to have a pistol in Israel. Well, after this attack, obviously, they're broadening it now and they're allowing more people to be able to protect themselves, which they should have been right from the beginning anyway. Okay. Yeah, I've heard of threats of attacks this last 3 weeks. Right. And it wouldn't shock me if something happens. It really wouldn't shock me if something happens in this country. If it is a coordinated attack and it's really well organized, it could be very detrimental to all of us. Again, we have a very fragile system here. We're not So, I mean, militarily wise, yes, we're strong. Okay, very, very strong militarily wise. Even though with the whole woke mindset of the military, that has hurt things. There's obviously issues there with what they've been doing with the dismissal of so many soldiers because they wouldn't take this, right? That's a problem as well. And so there's a lot of things going on in that aspect, But I find it amazing, that these morons in Washington still are clamoring for us to be disarmed, the average citizen here in the United States. And again, I want you to realize this, okay? Gun laws will never stop criminals from doing criminal activity. Okay, I don't care what gun laws they put. Um, you know, I don't care what laws they put on the books. You're never going to stop criminal activity from happening. If you take away tool A, they will use tool B. And all you do when you do that, okay, all you do when you do that is you hurt the average citizen from being able to protect themselves. When criminals have a fear that if I break into this house, somebody could shoot me, right? That should be something that people think about. That's a deterrent. It really is a deterrent. But if they take away the guns, right, and they disarm people, there is no fear from the criminal then because he knows he will never have to worry about being shot if he breaks into a house because you're not allowed to have something. And if you do have something and you shoot that criminal that breaks into your house, you're going to go to jail. Now, how stupid is that? I'm, you know, it's insanity with what they're trying to do. So to me, it's like, and again, you're never going to take all the guns out of circulation in this country. It's just not going to happen. Um, I have a Rottweiler dog's the positive power of deterrence. Oh, absolutely. I had Rottweilers in the past. All right, and I lived in the city of Rochester, and I had two Rottweilers, and we had neighbors literally right next door to us. Apparently, and of course, you didn't know anybody because in the cities it's a little bit different. Um, we didn't even really know them at all. Never saw them, never talked to them, anything like that. Yeah, well, dead men don't tell lies. Number one, right? Yeah, and West Virginia has got a lot of places that you can put a body that nobody will ever find it. So, you know, I've always said that the last thing I'm going to do is if somebody breaks into my house and I have to do what I have to do, I'm not calling the police. So they weren't supposed to be there in the first place. So, nope, never saw them, don't know who they are. Sorry, can't help you. Oh, well, they must have disappeared. Maybe they ran off. But who needs a shovel when your neighbor has a backhoe? Exactly. Well, you don't want to involve other people in anything like that, Denise. You don't want to have, or Dennis. I'm sorry, Dennis. Um, yeah, you don't want to involve other people. Ed, do you know how the economy in West Virginia is doing? I don't really pay attention to that. Not really. I mean, I talk to people in general. I know things are tough for a lot of people. You know, I know a lot of jobs. There's a huge turnover because people don't want to work. That's always going to be an issue. I think you're not going to change that issue, and you know who needs a shovel when the waters are full of sharks? Well, like I said, if you have pigs, there's another option that you can utilize. Pigs will eat everything, so. But yeah, the locked door you just kicked in was for your protection, not mine. Exactly, Ace. I agree with that 100%. But it's they're um, but they will more than likely be there to arrest you. Oh, I hear you, Dale. I hear you. Well, like I said, if they don't, if there no crime is reported, and if a criminal's partners down the road say, "Hey, well, so and so is missing," and they went to this guy's house to rob it. And if the cops come to my house and say, "Hey, has anybody tried to break into your home?" and I go, "No, not at all," you know, what can they do? There's nothing they can do. There's no crime, according to me, the potential victim, right? But were you feeding the chickens worms in your videos? Mealworms, Larry. It was mealworms I was giving them. They absolutely love the mealworms. How can any crime be reported after SHTF? It would be total anarchy. No, there would be no, yeah, plausible deniability, exactly. There would be no reporting anything after SHTF. That's a whole different kettle of fish. I'm talking about like right now, you know. But anyway, we got 440 in the chat. We got 150 thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do so to show support for the channel, and I do really appreciate that. It does make a huge difference with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, the better for the channel. So thank you ahead of time for that. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you get that bell, hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you for that as well. Again, of course, always like, comment, share. Very much appreciated. It helps the channel grow, especially with all the games that YouTube likes to play. If you are noticing you're not getting notifications, definitely check your notifications. But yeah, a lot of stuff's happening, and a lot of games are being played, and they always will be. Did you rake leaves today? That's funny. Yeah, no, I haven't done much of anything this last couple of days. Very low key. I slept a lot, I will tell you that. I think that's probably one of the biggest things when you're not feeling well is getting that rest and trying to, recuperate that way. But I want to go back and talk more about the situation over there. At the end of the day, regardless of what happens with Israel and the Gaza Strip there, nobody wins. Not really, because the other people are still going to hate Israel. And if Israel continues to push as aggressively as they have and doing what they're doing, which let me just reiterate what I'm saying with this. I totally get what Israel's doing and why Israel's doing what they're doing. I totally get it. So I'm putting that out there ahead of time, and I don't blame them again for what they're doing. But at the end of the day, all it's going to do is fester more hatred for them than there already is. And, Israel, what you got to remember too, with this situation that happened, Israel's been telling these people, get out of this particular area, go south, right? They've been telling them that. And what did Hamas tell them? Hamas told them, no, stay put, don't leave, right? Because if more civilians are killed, that benefits Hamas. That's the bottom line. They're using, when they're this tunnel systems that they have, and their headquarters and stuff are under hospitals and mosques and under schools. I got to kill the volume on this, guys. Hold on a second. When you have all right, here we go. When you have that happening, they're using those people as human shields, basically. And so if Hamas son, his company that rebuilds homes in Gaza, imagine that. And I find it funny. Why is a leader of Hamas not in the Gaza Strip? Why is he someplace else where he's safe, right? But there's a lot of things in play here. Hatred hatred only hurts those who hate, honestly. And when you have that kind of hatred for somebody because of, and in this case, it's strictly about religion, right? It's the Jews against the Muslims, so it's absolutely religious based, and it's insanity to me that I could look at somebody else and go, well, you're the wrong religion, so I'm going to kill you. I don't get that. I really truly don't get that. You know, right? Dale says because he has billions to protect. Exactly. So yeah, it's just all of it is insane. It's not going to change. We could sit here and debate this, the rights and the wrongs of it all night long. Um, like I said again, I don't blame Israel for what Israel's doing, but they're unless they go in there and say, okay, you know, we're taking this back. It's under our control now, and that's it. Nothing's ever going to change because when they stop bombing and they withdraw the troops from the area, all it's going to do is fester more hatred towards Israel. It's going to have Hamas is going to have a lot more people. You know, anyone know Doug and Stacy channel? They aren't saying internet blackout from yours true swap. I don't know what you mean. I have no idea what you're trying to say there. But it is, it's a situation like I said. They'll rebuild. They'll just do it again at some other point down the road. I've heard the information, and this is one of the things that I've heard. Okay, I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying that it's not true, but you have to think about. Hey, Ed, how's the back doing? Been on since about a year in New York, Wisconsin here. Back feels a little bit better. I'm actually got like a heating thing right now on it. It feels actually really good. Um, and I'll show you once. Like I said, once this thing the heat dissipates off of it, I'll show. It's thing that's awesome. So for those of you that suggested that I take a sock and put rice in it and use that and put it in the microwave, thank you so much because I was not even thinking about that, to be honest with you. I don't generally have to deal with this type of situation. So, but yeah. So those of you that suggested that, I thank you very much for that because it really has made a big, big difference. Um, you know, again, the situation over there is not a good situation. It's never going to be a good situation. It's a powder keg waiting to happen, and it's been going on. These people have been fighting each other over there for thousands of years. It's never going to change. You had the Crusades and everything else, and Jerusalem and everything going on there, and like I said, that's never going to change. We have bigger things here in America to be worrying about, right? The economy going down a toilet, money on hand not being there, people not spending money because they're trying to keep their head above water, as gas prices and it's funny too because people are like, oh well, gas prices are gone down. Okay, yeah, they've gone down from like in this area here, they've gone down from like 360 something down to 329. That's still not down to where it was before or where historically it kind of has been. So deer corn in a sock stays hotter longer than rice. Well, it's actually works pretty good. So Troy, I throw it in the microwave for 2 minutes. And actually, at some point here, when this starts to dissipate a little bit, I'm going to throw it back in the microwave and put it back on after I get it, heated up again. But I heat it up for 2 minutes, and it works really, really well. Once I heat it up the initial time, the second time it stays hotter longer. But yeah, it's definitely 5.56 a gallon in San Diego. Yeah, California's nuts. California's been nuts. So yeah, it's just you know, but yeah, it's just it's. I was out to California a couple years ago doing that motorcycle tour, and it was it was crazy. It was crazy then, but you know, roof repair. Well, roof repair is important. 313 in Winston Salem, North Carolina. Yeah, it's weird. You get further south, sometimes for whatever reason it gets cheaper. The farther north you get, it gets more expensive. I don't know why. And of course, then you have the West Coast. That's a whole different kettle of fish. So, but Our economy is bad. Money's not there. Think about credit. Let's think about credit here in the United States for a minute, right? With the interest rates being as high as they are, they've jacked them up pretty high, as we have seen, right? Which means if you try to get a loan to improve whatever business you're doing or whatever, that's going to cost a whole lot more money. You also are having an issue with mortgages because think about the people that are not on a fixed rate mortgage, that have a variable rate mortgage. Think about how much more money they're paying now than they were before. It's nuts. I mean, that's crazy money, and people are having a hard time, paying mortgages and trying to keep their head above water. And so there's a lot of issues going on that, and think about food prices. You know what I mean? Think about food prices. Somebody was asking how Eddie and Heather, Mom and Becky are doing. Everybody's doing well. Everything is going really good. So I talk with everybody all the time. That's what I love about things now. Just pick up the phone and call, and it's not an issue. Think about what it was like, 100 years ago when you maybe get a telegram sent to somebody, or you send a letter and it takes forever to get there, and then they get it, and then by the time they write you back, I mean, it could be months before you heard anything. So, um, but yeah, I'll show you what I do here. Yep, Heather's still with Sean. Yep. So here's my sock. This is one of my more like heavier duty winter type of socks that I like to wear. But put a bunch of rice in that puppy, and I'm going to heat it back up right now. But anyway, yeah, Heather and Sean are doing well. There's no issues there. I think they've been together. It's probably one of her longer relationships, I think. So yeah, he treats her well, and that's all I care about. That is all I care about. He's a decent guy. He's respectful. He's not afraid to work, so that's always a good thing. Yeah, in the 1850s, you might have had to deal with the Pony Express, exactly. So yeah, it's knock somebody out with that thing. Yeah, if I had to, nice weapon to have. Then beat him with rice, right? Uh, but food prices. Look what food prices are doing. They're getting out of control, and again, you just have a bunch of meat packing plants closing down. Down in Arkansas was one of the places where they're continuing to close things. You think about all the fires in the meat packing uh, companies that have happened, and this big push to tell people, oh, meat is bad. This, folks, everything's bad for you. Everything is bad for you. Serenity Seal. I don't have it on for. I don't do it like that much. I'll do it for a while. It'll feel better, and I just won't do it for a long time. Then I'll do it while I'm sitting here because of sitting, and I want to make sure that going to the sock hop exactly. Um, yeah, I don't do it all day off and on like that. So I think the last time I had it was earlier this afternoon. So hold on, guys. But yeah, this thing is ah, that is awesome. That is awesome. And I have to keep moving it around because in the beginning, like now, since I heated it up once, it's warm. So, but Tyson had to recall 30,000 pounds of chicken nuggets. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. And there's that big push to get us off of meat. Um, you know, Everything from telling us that, you know, like the oh, it's bad. It's ridiculous. So great for. I haven't used it for my neck, but yeah, lower back definitely. It definitely helps. Yeah, no meat equals weak. We're meant to eat meat. We're carnivores. That's what we are. So but anyhow, what was I gonna, we're going to do the egg count for West Virginia here in just a second. So we're at 433 in the chat. We got 233 in the thumbs up. Um, If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel, and I thank you ahead of time. It really does make a big difference with the algorithms as well, so I thank you for that reason as well. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So thank you ahead of time, and let's do egg count starting now for West Virginia. So 3 hens. So if you say 5, um, you know, so give you guys a moment to get your guesses up there. Meat is not bad; it's how it's processed. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I would rather have a relationship with the meat that I eat. If I know that it's been raised properly, that I gave that animal a good life, and then I butcher it and I eat it, um, that makes all the difference to me. That makes all the difference to me. And I don't feel bad about that then. And all right, so we have a winner obviously here with the egg count guess, and I have to tell the story first. So the last live stream that we had, right, which was on Friday, DJ came on, and he had the right egg count for New York, but he didn't say yes or no for Miss Thickneck. And I told him, I said, DJ, you screwed up there, pal. He actually put it in twice, the right number. I think it was 1 egg, if I'm not mistaken. He had the right number, but he didn't put in the proper egg count. But today he doesn't have to worry about Mrs. Thickneck because she's not part of West Virginia. She is in New York. So congratulations to DJ with the right answer. 2 eggs here in West Virginia, and that's out of 3 hens. I will take that every day. And so no, they're doing good. They're settled in really really nicely. Um, Next weekend when we get together, we're planning on working on building a chicken coop for the chickens, something a little bit more substantial for them. And so congratulations to DJ of the winner. So when everybody comes down, we will have more chickens then, so it will not be as easy. So I do not plan to grow meat birds. No, nope. I found Waldo. I do not plan to grow meat birds. They actually, to be honest with you, it's cheaper just to go ahead to the store and buy chicken that way. The amount of feed that a meat bird eats is like ridiculous. It's actually more advantageous, if you will, to raise quail. Now I know they're a lot smaller, but they don't eat as much. Okay, they don't eat as much, so you can raise a whole bunch of quail, utilize them and eat them, and they reproduce faster. Than you would do using meat chickens. Meat chickens it's cost effective wise. It ends up costing you more money to raising meat chickens. So I love my chickens. When I have my chickens, I will keep them. They will die a natural death because I'm going to utilize their eggs for as long as they're going to give me eggs. And doing that, I that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm always going to look to do that. And so that's kind of where I'm at with that one. But yeah, it's just all of it's a process, But I just to me, they're sacrificing for me to give me eggs all the time. And if like I said again, and I've said this before, SHTF happens, right? And let's say we're 5 years down the road and we got a bunch of hens, and now I got a bunch of hens that aren't laying because they've gotten older. There'll be certain birds that'll be sacrificed in the beginning because they'll go into the stew pot, okay? But you're not going to cut your nose off to spite your face. You kill a chicken, you eat that chicken one time, or you have that hen, right? And you can have her lay eggs for years for you. So to me, I would rather have that protein on a regular basis from them. That's kind of my thought process with that one. But you know, Larry, I have been. Yes, I will tell you. Right now, I have. What do I got in the fridge? I got 3 eggs because I got the 2 today. I got 1 yesterday. I only got one egg yesterday. So right now I have three eggs in the fridge, and I'm probably going to do eggs tomorrow. So yeah, you know, that's what I'm probably going to end up doing. But or make an omelet, whatever. I can even make hard boil some and have myself a nice egg salad sandwich. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do it, but you know. But anyhow, going back to what we're talking about here, we need to. The United States needs to start worrying about the United States and not worrying about everybody else in the world. Uh, it is what it is. It's not sustainable what we're doing. You know, uh, I want you to think about this. You think about all that money that supposedly, now I'm not sure if it was true or not, supposedly they got put into the economy, right? All that COVID money that got put into the economy. That's all long gone. All that stimulus and all that money is long gone. So, yeah, give a man a fish he eats for a day, teach him to fish he eats for life. Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's just, you know, so there's nothing coming in to replace that. People are not getting the kind of jobs when you're having a lot of these businesses closing down. And again, I want you guys to think about it. Nobody really talks about this that much. Think about all those businesses during COVID that shut down and never reopened their doors. That's a lot of income not coming into the system. That's a lot of people not having jobs that they had for however long that they had them from whatever company that was. Uh, you know, not good, not good at all. So it's a no-win situation, and I think we're getting closer and closer to um, a point where the chickens are going to come home to roost, as they say. You can only do something for so long and not have it catch up with you, and then eventually it catches up with you. And I think that's what's happening with our society right now. I think that's what's happening with our society is all the overspending, um, the people doing all the wrong things, you know, and it's just it's amazing to me. It really, really, truly. Um, Problem with water glassing is the eggs cannot have any nastiness on them, and if you clean them, you remove the bloom, which basically negates the water glassing, which is true. Yeah, that is true. Um, yeah, if you want to, see, to me, it's like I'll take mineral oil if you want to have eggs last and give you 6 months eggs that way. Use mineral oil. Take those eggs, dip them in mineral oil. Is basically the same thing as what the chicken has done with that coating. It helps coat that, and you can, as long as you're keeping that in a cool, dry place, it will last for that long. My thing, the way I look at it, is like this: when the time comes, first of all, we'll have whatever chickens that we have here. I have people in the group that have chickens. They're bringing their chickens. So when we build this coop, we're building this coop to be ready for a larger amount of chickens when the time comes. We're going to have however many we're going to have down here. I think I'm going to end up having. I know Paul and Barbara said they're bringing me three more hens, and I think. Uh, um, oh my God, my brain just shut down on me. Sandy said she was going to be bringing five, and so that'll give us 10 hens, and Mister Lucky, George Lucky Jefferson. So we got him named. He's George Lucky Jefferson, right? We have the black chicken named. Her name is Wheezy because they are the Jeffersons. So I got to figure out what we're going to name the other ones. The little gray one is super super friendly. The other day she jumped right up into my lap when I was sitting on that bucket in the run. She's the one that's been like the most right from the very beginning that comes up. So Chicken Little, yeah, that might be a good name for her because she is tiny, but she's a very cool chicken. I like her already. So um, my rooster's name is Chuck Norris. Oh, I like that. That's funny. That's funny. What was the keeper's name? Oh God, I don't remember. I don't remember. Florence was a housekeeper. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to. Okay. Yeah, somebody else said Florence too. Okay. It's been a while since I've seen the show. Uh, but yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna name. I mean, it don't always have to be. Yeah, Helen was the wife of the rich white guy. Yep, I remember that too. Yep, that's funny. But anyway, no, I just I'm gonna call them the Jeffersons because they moved on up, to the deluxe apartment in the sky. They're fun. They're fun. The chickens are awesome, but I got to figure out what we're gonna name the rest of them. So we got George and Wheezy. So, but anyway, guys, you know, Ed, you should name one Gertrude. You can name her Gertrude. Why? Why Gertrude? I'll tell you who. The little one, she's a little bit of a bully too. She goes after the red one and she pecks at the red one to get her out of her way. I've seen her do it several times. So no, the coop won't be heated. Just like my coop in New York was never heated, Rhonda. I never I never heated my coop in New York. It was well insulated. When we build a coop down here for the chickens, that'll also be well insulated. So no, the black one's already got a name. She's Wheezy. So name them after my family? I don't think so. Yeah, Archie Bunker's where the Jeffersons came from. Yeah, it's true. So, but call the big bully Mike. Oh my God, that's too funny. I'm spoiling my chickens. I have a heat light in for them. Be careful with that because a lot of fires happen that way. So, Ed, what do you think about changing all the bird names? I did a video about that, Tony. I did a video about that, and yeah, it was just that's insanity. It's just the stupidest thing. Like we haven't got bigger issues to worry about than changing the names of 80 species of birds because we're they're finding it. They believe that it's racist and all this other nonsense. It's crazy. The whole thing is crazy. So yeah, I'm like so over all that nonsense. So stupid. Yeah, as long as you keep the water from freezing, you shouldn't need a heater. And the thing is, with that, you got to go out. You got to check that water on a regular basis anyway. But yeah, it's just I have 8 babies and they are spoiled. Well, like I said, it's a relationship that you have with your birds. You take care of your birds, and your birds will take care of you. They're going to give you food on a regular basis, and good, nutritious food. And the difference between store bought eggs and fresh raised eggs is night and day. I mean, even the yolk, if you look at it, the coloring of the yolk is different. So, yeah, all that makes a difference. All that makes a difference. So, okay, I just don't like to be cold, so why should they? I hear you. Well, if they got, like I said, as long as there's no breezes blowing through their structure, you know, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, well, they'll be well taken care of, and they'll, we don't have the down here. The winters are not as bad. uh, as the winters in New York are ever going to be. So, like I said, we'll see what this winter brings. We'll deal with it. We'll do what we got to do. I mean, I was out there today with no shirt on. It was nice. It was really, really nice out. The sun was out. Unfortunately, the sun set way too soon. It's that time of year, though, right? I mean, it's just the days are getting shorter. We got December 21st is the solstice of December, so we got a ways to go yet. But it'll be here before we know it. It'll go by so fast, and then them days it'll start getting lighter and lighter again. It's just it's part of the process. So, but yeah, the batteries are holding up well, um, so that's been good. Yeah, I hate daylight savings time too. I don't like it at all. Never been a fan of it. Working nights for years, it really sucks because you turn those clocks back like we just did, right? And you're working at night shift. Now you just worked an extra. You're working an extra hour because it's still, even though they're turning the clocks back, you still have to be there, and you end up working an extra hour. Now in the spring, um, it was always nice because then it was like they change it in the spring and you spring forward. That was always nice because you got an hour back. So you always hoped that it was your weekend off when the fall came in nursing because you had to work every other weekend. So you always had to hope that you know that you didn't have to work them when they did that. Summers go by fast and winter sucks. Well, what I always find interesting, what I always find interesting is whatever time of year it is, people are complaining and pissing and moaning. Oh, it's too hot. I can't stand it. It's too hot. I don't like this. I don't like that. And then when you get into the winter, oh, it's too cold. I can't stand this. I mean, you're never making people happy. Oh yeah, we got to do the New York egg count. I'm sorry, Larry. Thank you. And I just looked up and I said, oh my God, it's 47 here. All right, we got a 402 in the chat before we do the New York egg count. So don't start putting your guesses up yet. 401 in the chat. We got 300 thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, then please do so to show support for the channel. I thank you ahead of time for that. Also, it makes a big, big difference again with the algorithm, so I thank you for that reason as well. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And I thank you ahead of time. All right, so egg count for New York and yes or no for Miss Thickneck. So I'll give you guys a moment to get your guesses up there, and we will go from there. I'll let you guys get your guesses up. I think eventually what we'll end up doing, we'll phase out New York of the egg count in New York, and we'll just do an egg count down here. All right. Let me go back. All right. I had to remember what the name was. If you had the same guess as Storm Weather, one egg, and no for Miss Thickneck today, then you are 100% correct. She is on her winter sabbatical, apparently, because she is not laid now in a little bit. She does not like to lay when it gets cold. But no, do both egg counts, Sean says. So, congratulations to Storm Weather for winning the egg count. You've won absolutely nothing. And there we go. But but anyway, yeah, the chickens. It's so weird. I honestly believe what it comes down to is these hens are young that I have here. They were hatched out this year, and they're just in their laying cycle, just starting, and I think that's why they're continuing to lay. But again, it's like I've had the one couple when it was cold, really cold. I had one egg, and then The last couple days, it's been nicer. I've gotten 2 eggs. I have not gotten all 3 eggs yet. So I'm like, come on, guys, 3 hens. So I don't know if there's somebody's rotating. Somebody's got to be laying consistently, and I think somebody else is rotating. So no idea which, but no, they're fun. And when I did the video today, the red one come running up today as well. Now she didn't do that yesterday. So yesterday, I was having to throw the mealworms out to them, and you know, and then today she saw me come in with that bag and sit down, and man, she was right there. Now Wheezy's still having a bit of an issue. She's not getting, she's getting up there, and Lucky sits back, and I try to toss him some because he doesn't seem to. I don't know if he gets not getting the concept, but a lot of times with the roosters, I know the roosters in New York, if we gave them mealworms, they would sit back and let the girls eat first. So that's just because their job is to protect. That's what they try to. They're always trying to be protecting. So I do want an Easter egger. I do want Delbert. I definitely want a couple of Easter eggers down here. So I have 2 out of 4 giving me eggs. Okay. Yep. So, but yeah, the chickens. Like I said, they're awesome. I've missed having chickens. I'll be honest with you. And I was going to wait until the spring until Mr. Lucky showed up and changed all the plans. But that's okay. I'm glad that we got them now, and we'll take care of them, and they'll be good. So anyway, um, let's see. What was I gonna? Some other things I wanted to share with you and talk about. Situation in the Philippines. China's super pissed off, super pissed off at us because we're back in the Philippines as well and telling we're rebuilding bases on the Philippines. They have invited us. Remember they wanted us out. Remember the Philippines were like, nope, get out. We don't want you here anymore. Get out of here. Now all of a sudden they're realizing that China is actually a threat to the Philippines, which they absolutely would be. And so now we're rebuilding bases, abandoned bases in the Philippines once again. So, when are they not mad at us? Well, that is true, Don. It seems like all the time they're mad. They're mad, well because we are the ones realistically that are stopping them from their expansions of what they want to do. So and the Chinese economy is not great either. The Chinese economy, you got to think about. I mean, we'll never know what the true numbers were in China because they're obviously never going to be telling you the truth. But they shut them down, locked people in their homes, would not let people out. So that absolutely has to have an effect on the economy. It's got to have an effect on the economy. It's just and then people that were reporting on the situation and talking about how bad things were, you don't see from them anymore. You don't hear from them anymore. They're all gone because they got taken away to re-education camps, which that's how that goes. Yeah, no one knows what the death rate was either over there. No, no, and we never will. When a virus starts one place and then spreads all over the place, and again, that whole situation, guys, when you knew, I don't care what country, United States, Canada, wherever in the world, you knew this situation was happening in China, right? We knew that situation was happening. Why would you not immediately stop travel from that country? Nobody from that country is coming in, period. End of story. If you were in mainland China in the last 30 days, nope, you can't come in here. And I don't care if you were an American citizen or not, unless they took them and put them in a quarantine area for a while to make sure they weren't sick, So, but what were they doing? Right up until the very end, everybody was flying out of China, getting out of there and going to wherever they wanted to go, all over Europe and the United States. And then, oh my God, it happened here. Imagine that. I mean, it's just so ridiculous. So, yep, yep. Tony Blackmoon says Ed, wearing a face mask is like putting a chain link fence keep a mosquito out. And when you have a virus that is that small, and it, unless you are wearing an N95 mask or higher, it's not going to be as effective. I'll just put it that way because I don't want to get dinged for misinformation. But you would need an N95 or higher, and then changing that out frequently. So, so for all of you that had your nice cloth things over your face, and I'm not talking about the mask that everybody was wearing that they thought was protecting them that they were wearing for however long each day, allegedly, right? Um, I don't know. I'm not saying anything about that, but I found it interesting. But the ones that had like, okay, so they took their bandana, right? They had their bandana, and they had the bandana over here like this, but then hanging down, right? Hanging down, and all open. And thank God. First of all, let me just say, thank God for Walmart for putting the plastic shield up between you and the cashier, so that all the stuff that you touched in the aisles that you put on the conveyor belt, that now she touched the conveyor belt and ran them through, and the money, which is the probably one of the dirtiest things that you could handle ever, you're handing her the money, she's handing you back change. But thank God they had those plastic things up there to keep you safe. Just incredible. Hey, to each their own. No judgment, just an observation. So, yeah. Anyway, very interesting stuff. Um, you know, just shake your head and walk on by. Exactly. I don't even say anything to anybody, and I still see people, wearing masks. Do what you got to do. I don't care. It don't affect me. Um, but just don't ask me to join in your insanity. That's all. So, but yeah. And again, yeah, they do it in their own car. Yeah, by themselves, which is brilliant. Brilliant. So, yeah, I just, like I said, it's to each their own. Do what you want to do. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And amazingly enough, and I can put this out here, right? Because it's true. Amazingly enough, wouldn't wear the mask, never got this. And how am I still here? It's a miracle. Must be a miracle. Or possibly, and I did get sick one time, right? I got sick. And what did I do? Did I go run out and get a test to see if I had something? No. I was sick. I stayed home until I felt better. And then I went out again. Well, what's that called? Responsibility? Crazy. My daughter was in the house at the same time. Um, she didn't get it. It's weird how that works. Weird thing called an immune system. I don't know, you know, but yeah, interesting stuff, guys. I'll tell you what, but it's not, nothing's going to change. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Again, to me, the better position that you can put yourself in to deal with whatever's going to come, the better off you're going to be. If you want to feed into any kind of insanity, that is your choice. Absolutely, you can do whatever you want to do. I don't care if you do anything or not do anything. It doesn't affect me. The only thing I would say is don't expect me to feed into your hysteria because I'm going to, so not going to happen. So Don Hill said, same here. I just stayed home for about 5 days. Yeah, I felt like crap. The best way when I'm sick, the best way that I can do it is stay home, you know, but I stay home, recover, and when I'm recovered, then I go out again. So, oh, JJ's giving me the hint that it's that time for shout outs. So give me just a second here. Again, what do we got? 391 in the chat. We're at 335 on the thumbs up. So again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel, and I thank you ahead of time. Also, it really does make a big difference with the algorithms. So the more interaction we have, the better. So I do appreciate it for that reason as well. Again, also, if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you ahead of time. All right, so we're going to start out with Heavenly Hills Homestead. Newer channel, growing giant vegetables. Very, very cool. Definitely check him out, okay? You have Icky Can up in Canada. Another good guy doing his thing, living off grid up there. There is Angry Prepper. That's Jason down in New York City. You have Alaska Prepper. That is Rudy. Another really good guy. A lot of good information on his channel. You have Alaska Granny. There is Sean James with the Sean James channel and My Self Reliance. Two different channels. Same guy. Unbelievable builder, building up in Canada, showing you what it's like to, build a. He's an amazing builder. That's all I'm going to say with that. He's an amazing builder. Growing a sustainable garden up there, and very, very cool. He hunts and everything else. So you have Demcat. Demcat's a real good guy too. A lot of good information on his channel. There is Corporal's Corner. You have Bjorn Hansen. There is 80K Man up in the Adirondacks. Another good guy. Good channel up there. Vizariza doing the Carrington Chronicles. It's a very interesting story. Definitely check that out. And, makes you think. And that's what you should be doing. It should make you think. You have Marfugal News with Adam and Dax out on the West Coast. Good channel. A lot of good information with their channel as well. You have Magic Prepper in North Dakota. There is Wranglestar. That's Cody. A lot of good information on his channel. Definitely should be supporting him as well. Wealth of information. You have Red Poppy Ranch. There's Survival Lily, letting us know what's going on over in Europe. Everything over there. You have Kyle's Cabin with Kyle and Sierra up in Minnesota, doing their thing up there, living off grid. They've already gotten snow already. I don't know if you just saw a recent video. They showed that they've gotten snow already. Too early. You have Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods. Husband-wife team. They split their time between Michigan and Alaska. A lot of good information on their channels. There is Green Greg's. Another good guy. A lot of information with him as well. You have Southern Prepper 1 with his Boots on the Ground series. Definitely worth a listen to. Gray Man Prepping. You have Truly Tara 76. She does a makeup video, so anybody's interested, definitely check her out as well. There is Doug and Stacy. Doug and Stacy have been around for a long time. A lot of good information on their channel as well when it comes to sustainability. You have the Nomadic Movement down in Panama. Nice young couple down there doing their thing. There is the Green Dream Project out in Arizona. Young couple out there showing you what it's like to live in the desert and what it takes to survive living out there. You have Camping with Steve Wallace, doing stealth camping up in Canada. Real good guy, very entertaining to watch. There's Bush Doctor Survival. You have Monkey Works. There's the Needy Homesteader. Been around a long time. She's dealt with her fair share of tragedy as well, so definitely check her out. Boss of the Swamp, another master builder. He's been around for a long time. Really interesting to watch him build as well and the things that he does. I like his channel. There is Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Diamond is a great guy, very, very intelligent. Lets you know everything that's going on with the Grand Solar Minimum and everything else. So definitely check him out. You have Patera with the Appalachian Homestead. A straight shooter. She says it like it is. I respect that. I really like that. So that's I like her channel. You have City Prepper. There's Lumina Acres. You have Suspicious Observer, watching everything that's going on with the sun, and everything there. So it's really interesting to watch that. There's Bear Independent, the Uneducated Economist. There is Bushcraft Bear down in the Canary Islands of La Palma. You have Mary Greeley News, giving you all the latest of what's going on with Yellowstone and the earthquakes. She actually just put a video up recently talking about Mount St. Helens seeming to be getting more active once again. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's see, where was I? You have Adapt 2030. There's Malachi's Corner. You have Ice Age Farmer. If you're going to get your weather, there's only one guy you should be getting your weather from, and that is Ryan Hall Y'all. Ryan Hall is very passionate about the weather, but he also gives back to the community in a huge way, and I respect that. I think he's an awesome guy. You have Russell Brand. I like Russell Brand as well. Gives you the information and lets you decide what you want to do with it. I like that. That's how the news should be, right? We should be the one making our decisions of what we think, not being told what to think. You have Deep South Homestead, another very family friendly oriented channel. So definitely check them out as well. Good people down there. Let's see, where are we? The Outsider up in Maine. I like him as well. Unbelievable the house that he built out there in the woods. So very, very cool. You have the Fit Farmer. There is Prep Rebel. There is Simple Life Reclaimed. You have Townsend's, who shows you what it's like to live if you were in the 1800s. And really good information there. That's something that we should probably be looking to do and learn, because you never know what could happen. You have the Prepared Mind. There is Pinball Preparedness down in Tennessee. Real good guy, a wealth of information there. Hi, I know. You're a good girl. You've been very patient. Yes, you have. Let's see. We have East Tennessee Preparedness. You have the Economic Ninja. And last but not least, Little House Off Gritty, also down in Tennessee. So a lot of good information out there, a lot of good channels out there. And so definitely check those things out. I know a lot of you put other channels that you like in the chat, and so that's cool as well. I can't give everybody a shout out. Yeah, she is such a good dog. I can't say it enough. You know, I'm getting my place ready to have solar power system put in and gas generator to back it up. Hopefully by this coming spring it will be in place. That's awesome. Very good. And hopefully your system that you're putting in is an off-grid system and not tied to the grid. So that would be probably the best way to go. That guy 1200. So hopefully you're doing it that way. Hella smells the chickens. Nah, she's actually been pretty cool about him now. It's not as inquisitive. If I'm in there, you got to understand, this dog wants to be with me, by my side, around me constantly. So that's the reality of her. And it's okay. But you good girl. So, but anyway, again, I want to always continue to encourage you to continue to prep, continue to do the things that you need to do. I know what you're saying, Larry. No, I've had German Shepherds before, and they pick one person. I'll tell you what, German Shepherds will pick one person. That is their master, and that's it. And they choose. You don't choose for them. They choose. I have had her since she was 6 weeks old, and she's pretty much been by my side the whole time. Yeah, and she's very loyal, very, very loyal. And there's your Rottweilers, your Pit Bulls, your German Shepherds, your Dobies. They all get a bad reputation, but it's how you raise an animal is going to determine what that animal is going to be like. And she's very protective of me, which is I don't that's okay. That's her job. She knows that that's her job. So If somebody came here with bad intentions, um, I think that we rescued a German Shepherd from the pound. She's close with my husband and boy, and she's very attached to him. That's cool. No, like I said, they'll pick one person, and that's it. You know, there is the pack leader, and and they'll protect the other people in the pack. Whoever's in that family, that dog, like Heather loves Heather. So names are Soldier and Sergeant. Oh, I like that. That's cool. Yeah. So, but again, like I said, when it comes to any animals, um, it is. Oh, I was going back to. I got to go back to what I was going to say. I had Rottweilers when I lived in the city, and our neighbors next door that we never saw, they had little dogs. Well, they had gone away on vacation. I don't know where they had went. And somebody knew that they were gone. Somebody broke into their house while they were gone. I didn't even know they were gone. That's how good and friendly neighbors they were. They never even talked to us. But somebody broke in there, and I used to laugh because I said, nobody's breaking into this house. And we were in the city, but everybody knew we had Rotties. So, they people don't mess around with that, you know. But, so anyway, I forgot I never finished that part of that story. So anyway, let's do this. We are Legion because we are many. We're all over the country. We're all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? Let's keep those thumbs up coming too, guys. Let's see how much we can go higher on that. Just out of curiosity. Let's see if we can hit 375. We got Peterson, West Virginia with Troy, Nowhere, Oklahoma with Okie Forge, Omaha, Nebraska with Larry, BC, Canada with Janet, uh, Ozark Hillbilly with Randall, Inverness, Florida with Clydenhouse, the UP of Michigan with Dawn, Franklin County, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio with Rhonda. Got Ireland in the house, full of hope. Washington State with Stormweather. Central Iowa with Carol. Nebraska's in the house with Sean. Raleigh, North Carolina with Prepared Family. Southwest Ohio with Barbara. Fort Worth, Texas with Sonia. We got Edgewater, Florida. East Central Illinois with Lana. We got Rebecca in Pennsylvania. Michigan Lifestyle up in Michigan. Imagine that. Waterloo, New York with Sharon. Northern Iowa with Diane. Cape Cod, Mass. We have East Texas is in the house with Nathan. Stonewall, South Carolina. Savannah, Georgia with Tiger. We have Rex Logan, West Virginia with Preparing with Rex. Palatico, Idaho with Janita. We have West Tennessee. There is Mason, Maine with Marcella. Wayne County, North Carolina, that guy 1200. Birdsboro, Pennsylvania with Melissa. Cooks Cove, Mount Mara, Newfoundland with Mar. We got Virginia in the house with Critter Lover. Let's see. Sean the Englishman from Chatham in Canada. Very nice. Gainesville, Florida. Trenton. West Central Ohio with Dale. Washington State with Judy. So again, guys, all over the country, all over the world, huge network of people. We're the ones that are awake, not woke, awake. We're the ones that can make a difference. We can make a difference now, and we can make a huge difference after an SHTF event because we will be educating people. We have Central Canada in the house with political foolishness. There's a lot of that out there, isn't there, brother? So, so what are we at? 364 and a thumbs up. We're going to try to hit 375 because why not? So we need 11 more thumbs up, guys. Got Morgan County, Tennessee here with Nana. So let's keep them thumbs up coming to hit our goal, and I appreciate that. And thank you. But yeah, it's just like I said, we just don't be victims. I think it's always the biggest thing for me is don't be victims. Put yourselves in situations where you're going to be as ready as you possibly can be. I don't care if it's $10, $20 a week that you're putting away Every week that you get that you can put that kind of money towards prepping, um, it adds up. And everything that you do is just going to put you in a better position. We got Janie out in Phoenix, Arizona. Very nice. But just keep taking care of your business. Be smart. Be ready as you can be. When the time comes, we're all going to be in the same boat. It just depends on how much we're prepared for being in that boat. We got Brenda in New Hampshire's in the house. But do not be surprised when something happens. It's at that time. It's time to act instead of react. That's important. That is important. So the more prepared we are, the better we offer that situation. Again, and I know I say this a million times, but I'm going to say it again. When SHTF happens, folks, we're going to have what we have, and that's it. There's no more going to the store at that point. With a big pause. No more going to the store. No more going out and getting anything else. You're going to have what you have. So what? I'm almost done. Can you wait a few minutes, princess? Um, you know, just put yourself up in the right situation. We got Susan up in upstate New York, but it sounded like a burp. It could have been. Well, she just ate a bunch of food. So, were you being piggish? Huh? Well, it's a compliment to the chef, right? She's such a child. So, anyway, guys, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. They're awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, moderate for me. Thank you very much. I want to thank all you guys for being here, showing support to the channel. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Come on, you got to go down. I want to thank you guys for being here, supporting the channel. It really does help, and I appreciate that. These are fun chats. I do enjoy them. Definitely feel better. The heat on my back while I was doing this live stream tonight really was nice too. I'll tell you that. So it made it. I mean, like I said, I do feel better, and I know that it's going to take me a while to recover from this. Hopefully, not too long. I'm going to continue to stretch out. Take care of myself the best way that I can. So we'll see how it goes moving forward. But anyway, remember, folks, we truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we're going to be in much, much better shape. We have to stop letting them divide us. Like they said, they like to. Do you have any scar tissue in that area? No, it was way below where the scar tissue was, so it had nothing to do, Dawn, with the scar tissue. It was like literally in the lowest part of my back when I jumped out of the truck and hit the. Literally, it's 2 feet, if that, and still drives me nuts that that's how it happened, but it happened. That good old thing of old age. So, anyway, like I said, we have to stop letting them divide us using race, religion, political affiliation. It's all nonsense. It all doesn't mean a thing. So just work together, come together, and make good things happen. Sorry, just sneeze will make your back go out. Yeah, isn't that weird how that happens? You'll do something your whole life and everything is fine, and then just that one day you do it the wrong way and something happens. It's so weird. Also, remember, guys, to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD. So we're at 378. So we hit 375. Let's see how much higher we can get before we jump off here. All right, a couple minutes left, just for fun, because why not? Last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person stopping you from reaching your goals is going to be you. That's it, nobody else. If you set realistic goals and set about to making them happen, anything is possible. Anything is possible. So Pink patches from the Dollar Tree at the or Dollar General or Family Dollar work awesome. All right, I'll have to check. Like I said, I haven't left home. I've just been hanging out here the last 3 days since it happened. So, but excuse me. Come on, Snot, stop it. Um, anyway, uh, like I said, don't listen to negative people telling you what you cannot accomplish. You can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. All right, that's important. Negative people are just miserable. They want you to be miserable as well, and it's sad. And the thing is, just choose to be happy, choose to make those goals happen, and you can do it. All right, guys. I am going to jump off of here for now. I hope you have a great night, and I will talk to you all later. Prepper Nurse One out for now. We hit three. We're 388, so really good thumbs up on there. So very cool. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.